So in this vlog, I wanted to talk about how Christians or people of God should feel about the people who terrorize us. Because a lot of people, especially on YouTube, and I don't really know how devout these people are, how devoted they are towards God, because they were given this platform from the world, and they're successful through the world's institutions. Like gang-stalkers have control over YouTube, and they have control over social media. I mean, I'm not going to go as far as to say that, they're not Christians, but, I don't know. I'm just saying that Satan has control over every major institution on the planet, and he allows them to have this platform and be successful on it. But back to the point. Back to the point. So, an evil psychopath and a bunch of demon people target you, and because of their demons, they know everything about you. They know every button, everything that you dislike, and they target you with that. And a lot of Christians will be like, well, you hate people, or you hate them and you're bad, or how could you be of God and hate people? And I wanted to kind of cover that, because I would know that there would be targeted people who legitimately hate these gang stalkers, hate them. Like, there is no gray area. And would I judge them for that? Of course not. Like, even if they were Christian, I honestly could never judge a person for hating these psychopaths. I just really couldn't do that. So, I mean, it's like, well, these people are of the devil. They're probably possessed by demons, and they're the most sadistic, twisted humans that have ever existed. I mean, it's kind of like saying the Jews hate Hitler, and if a Jew hated Hitler, could he be a Christian because he hated Hitler? And I'm thinking, well, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but I mean, seriously, like, we would have these people who are saying, trying to translate things in the Bible, and they'd say, well, you should never. Well, okay, so the Bible says, love thy enemy. Well, does it say love thy enemy? It's something like that. Okay, I think it's love. You want to love your enemies, or do right by your enemies, or something like that. Something like that. Love your neighbor. I know it says love your neighbor. I don't know if it says love your enemy. Do right by your enemy. Something like that. So the Bible would encourage people not to retaliate or just be, really messed up towards their enemies. I think it says bless your enemies, something like that. I know this, but for some reason it's just not immediately coming to me what it is exactly. But so the love part, a lot of the love part in the Bible is geared towards other people of the faith, like other Christians. So like when it says your brother is another Christian. It's not just like, you know what I mean? So your neighbor, that could be anybody, but your brother is another Christian. So like people kind of just want to lump everything in together, say, oh, everybody's my brother. Everybody's not your brother. Only Christians, actual Christians, real ones, are your brothers. Everyone else is just, people of the world. So I don't hate gang stalkers. I dislike gang stalkers about as much as you can dislike a human without hating them. But if a Christian hated a gang stalker, I don't really know if I would be really too, I don't know if I want to say too, I definitely wouldn't judge them. Gang stalkers are some of the most twisted people. I think the best language I could use for them is twisted that you'll ever meet. So like I said, there was a gang stalker, and he was across the Applebee's, and he was staring at me, and he gets on his scooter, and then he just like, I would just be like, you never dealt with these type of people. And I think that like I can handle them well, but I sort of think back on like Stephen Maddow, because he's just like this perfect example of what happens when you deal with people like this for years and years and years. And there's really, I mean, the judgment is kind of like, I don't think I could judge Stephen Maddow. I would just understand too much. The gang stalkers are doing everything possible to make you hate them. I mean, they are leaving no T uncrossed, no stone unturned. So they're Everything about them is designed to make you hate them. It's like they have mastered the art of making you hate them. It's like it's an art form, and they've been trained to make you hate them. They've literally been trained to make you hate them. Like the gang stalker, this guy, he's like, I will do everything. I will spend 20 years making you learning how to make you hate me, so that you can hate me. So because it's part of the plan. So I'm like, well, I mean, even with a Christian, I mean, if a person is going through that much trouble to make you hate them, I mean, they're literally studying you in order to figure out ways to make you hate them. So I was just like, don't you think that's kind of extreme? Like, you're going to lump that monster in with just like some normal person that you just bumped into in the streets? So I think my attitude is, and then, we have these people and they're like, oh, we have YouTube paying them or whatever. And they're going to have this audience, $10,000, $20,000. And, they want to say that because it's part of the plan. It's part of the control. And I'm not going to go as far as to say that, the Bible would encourage us to hate people. But I mean, you got to understand that the people are doing everything possible to make you hate them. That obviously comes into play. It's a minor miracle I don't hate them. It's a miracle. I would actually say it's a miracle. Let's call it what it is. It is almost, not officially, almost a miracle that I don't hate that gang stalker who just was at the Applebee's. It's a miracle I don't hate him. I actually would almost consider that a legit God-given miracle that I don't hate them. Because I should hate him. I should. I absolutely should hate him. I should hate him. I should hate the person who parked not that 2 hours ago with the lights on, and the person who put the screw that weird light bulb into that light fixture at the other place. I should hate these people. I should hate all of them because they have learned everything they need to learn in order to make me hate them, as if it's an art form, and they will do anything. They will murder their entire family. They will sell their souls to the devil if I hate them. Well, if you're willing to do that much, they will dig a hole into this concrete and burrow their way into hell if it means that I will hate them. They will fly out of space. They will do anything. They will give their soul. They will die trying. They will do anything. They will rip off their own head and roll it if it means I hate them. So with that level of commitment and passion, you would almost expect them to get some results, towards anybody that they're gearing towards. You would almost expect that. Because that seems to make sense. I mean, I'm just saying. Well, I don't know. I mean, they got something to prove. They're going to say, well, we will do everything any human could possibly do and give our soul, our might, our everything, sell our soul. I mean, everything that we could give in order to make this guy hate us. I mean, they would everything. I mean, and we got a whole army of people doing that. And I'm thinking, well, that's a lot of energy and effort for this one goal of yours. And I'm thinking, well, it must be nothing short of a minor miracle if a person comes out of that, Christian or not hating you. And I kind of want to leave it there. Going back to what I said with Stephen had to deal with the creep across the street staring at me like a nut, and he had to deal with all this other stuff. So I'm just saying. So it made sense to me that happened, considering the fact that the people were terrorizing him every single day of his life. Not saying that it was right, but it just seemed to add up. All right. So, people say, oh, what a monster. What a monster. And I'm thinking, if these people can write a book on making people hate them, a bestseller, it is literally their life's endeavor to make people hate them. I'm just saying that would be like me spending 20 years trying to figure out a way to make people hate me. I mean, literally, like this one guy, just studying him, watching him, taking his metadata, studying and using artificial intelligence, worshiping demons, all of this. Like, I have dedicated just the souls of 1 million men, would work at 24/7 to make this one person hate me. You would almost be like, well, if that guy comes out not hating you, then that must be a miracle from God. With that said, let me close.